Little faith now and then.
What the hell good is it?
I feel like I want to learn about God.
I can talk to you about God.
No, you can't. You don't believe in him.
Do you not see the pain of your own son?
It is not that I don't believe in God. It's that I really don't know.
Hey, Max.
Hey, Jane, how's it going?
Not bad. Kids are driving me crazy, but nothing new there. How are you doing?
Huh, same old.
Hello. Welcome to Tuesday's regular AA meeting.
You seen Garvis?
Garvis.
Yeah, this is our regular meeting.
Max, I don't think Garvis is coming tonight. Oh, you haven't heard?
What?
Garvis slipped.
He drank?
Huh. That's what I heard.
I do not understand it. This guy was a rock. He was sober for 22 years. He worked a good program. He went to meetings, and then one day, suddenly...
And he wasn't acting weird around?
No, I'm telling you, this man... If this guy can't do it...
No, he can't do it. Max, he did it for 22 years.
And then he drank. I haven't been able to get him on the phone. He hasn't been to work in a week. I tell you, I am so worried about him. I haven't been able to sleep since I heard it.
I think you need to be worried about yourself, Max.
Me?
Shouldn't you find yourself a new sponsor or something?
A new sponsor? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Lately, Schuyler had found himself wondering what had happened to Pete Best, the original drummer for the Beatles. One day, things were looking pretty darn promising for the lad, and the next day, he was just some guy who almost was somebody. How does a person like that start over again?
Hello, Garvis. This is me, Max. I missed you at the meeting last night. Call me.
So, on your side of the family, there's Uncle David and Aunt Sylvia.
And all the cousins.
Yeah, I got them.
And Grandma Ruth. And Grandpa Jay.
What about Mom's parents? Grandpa Bill and Grandma Dorothy. They're dead, right?
Not as far as I know.
They're not?
Nope.
Then why don't we ever get to see them?
Well, when your mother married me and decided to become Jewish, her parents had a hard time with that. They refused to come and visit, and after a while, they stopped talking to us altogether.
Was Mom sad?
Sad. And mad, and feelings were hurt. And then, when you guys were born, she felt bad for them because they were so small-minded that they missed out on, you know, the most wonderful thing in her life.
I hate them.
Don't. Mom didn't. And she wouldn't want you to either.
And finally, Angela Davis and her trademark afro. What started out as a political gesture, a way of being authentic, ultimately becomes fashion. Angela herself is quoted as saying that it is both humiliating and humbling to discover that within a couple of decades after the events that made her a public personality, she's remembered as a hairdo. When a movement's symbols become fashion statements, that is the moment that the movement becomes co-opted. politics of hair. What kind of hair makes a statement today?
Sarah. No hair, a buzz cut.
What does that say?
White supremacist, neo-fascist. Unless it says fashionista. I mean, it's kind of the look now, isn't it? Check out MTV.
That's exactly my point. It is getting harder and harder today to make any kind of political statement with your appearance. That's all the time we have. So I'll see you next Tuesday. Read the electric Kool-Aid acid test.
Professor Haskell?
Yes?
Some of us from Tilden House were hoping you'd be the house fellow tonight. We have a really great cook, and it's pizza night.
You live in Tilden House? That was my house. I love that place.
Dinner's at 6.
Deal. I'll see you then.
Professor Bickford, I can't believe you're saying that communism wasn't really a threat.
What I'm saying, Miss Helms, is that in the 1950s, domestic communism was not a huge threat, no. Matter of fact, by that time, the American Communist Party was small potatoes. In 1958, there were probably less than 3,000 members, and most of them were FBI agents.
What about Stalin? Wasn't he a threat?
Domestic communism, Miss Helms. We're talking about the presumed threat of communism in our own institutions, the military, the government, even Hollywood. Institutions which J. Edgar Hoover said were awash in the slimy wastes of communism. Okay? Now, Miss Lawrence, you had a question.
McCarthy got the whole country so riled up.
He played on America's anti-communist paranoia to consolidate his own political power.
That is so interesting. Dr. Bickford? Dr. Bickford! Great class today. I got a lot out of it.
Thank you, Miss Helms. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
When the trustees hired our firm, we just finished consulting for a small women's college in California. They're facing the same uphill battle you are.
I'm not sure that you can compare us. Chadwick is an elite institution with a highly academic student body.
Even so, the reality is it's becoming less and less feasible for a women's college to sustain itself.
I think that Chadwick is still financially viable, Miss Ackerley. The trustees' focus on the financial bottom line misses the point. By trying to force us to go co-ed. Would you excuse me for a moment?
I think she'll come around.
Girl, honey, what a nice surprise. What are you doing here?
I had to get out of the house. Thought I'd take you to lunch.
Oh, damn.
Can't go.
I've got the consultants here on the co-ed thing, and then we've got to meet with the trustees for lunch. How about an early dinner?
No, I'm meeting the guys for some hoops. No big deal.
It is to me. I'd rather go to lunch with you anytime, you know that.
Gentlemen.
Hello, Max. Thornhill hasn't come to a department meeting since I've been at Chadwick. There should be some kind of consequence to that, Max. I'd like to see what kind of evaluations he gets.
But he who cast the first stone, Rex.
Oh, my God, that's terrible.
What?
Is he still alive?
What?
Well, where did they take him?
What? What?
Someone found a wounded coonhound running loose on the turnpike. He could have died!
Lorraine!
Every time you holler for me like that, you know what I do?
No.
I put a little check on my calendar.
Why?
Just for my records.
Do you know where my course outlines for next semester are?
In your right-hand desk drawer. Your syllabi are in the file cabinet behind you, and your student evaluation forms are in the folder here on the corner of your desk. And, in the interest of a more efficient office, I've put up a notice on the student job board advertising for a student intern.
No intern. I don't need a student intern.
How would you know? You've never had one.
Professor Haskell?
Hi, Theo. Come on in. Sit down. Come on, sit down, sit down. I want to finish our conversation from the other night.
You were pretty clear.
I've been thinking a lot about it.
So have I.
Yeah. Yes. And, well, what I don't get, and I do want to discuss, is how we got to this point. I mean, I've taken hundreds of students out for beer and pizza, and no one has ever taken that as an invitation to have an intimate relationship with me until now.
Again, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. I obviously misunderstood.
Yes, you did. And all things considered, I'm sorry, but I can't be your senior thesis advisor. It's pretty clear.
Why is that?
Why? Theo.
Look, Professor, my attraction to you had nothing to do with asking you to be my thesis advisor. You're a great teacher. I'm hoping this thesis will get me into Harvard grad. You taught there. You understand cultural movements. It makes sense. But if it's gonna make you feel weird...
No, I don't feel weird. I don't know. Okay, I'll do it. But if we're going to continue with this, no more of this Cape Cod stuff. I mean, it has to be 100% professional.
Understood.
Dad,
Yeah. What's this?
a schedule for Hebrew school at Temple Beth Shalom. I want to be bar mitzvah, and I don't have much time.
And when did we decide this?
Today, a couple of my friends go to Temple Beth Shalom. I checked it out this afternoon. It's okay, but you're gonna have to join the temple.
Whoa, 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 hold it, hold it. Don't I get a chance to discuss this?
Why? Mom was Jewish. I'm Jewish. I should be bar mitzvah.
Well, you don't have to be bar mitzvah in order to be Jewish. A lot of people aren't.
I know, but Mom would have wanted me to, and it was important to her. Plus, I feel like I want to learn about God.
Oh. Well, I can talk to you about God.
No, you can't. You don't believe in him.
Yeah,
There's a Miss Helms here to see you.
I'm busy.
She said it'll just take a minute.
I don't have a minute.
Hi, Dr. V. Hey, okay, I know this is kind of unorthodox, but I was so inspired by your class that I wrote you a poem.
Poem? Well, thank you. Thank you, Miss Helms. Just show it to Lorraine.
Oh, actually, it would be better if I performed it for you. That's what I do. Slam poetry, you gotta kind of hear it.
Right now?
Oh, sure. A wigga, 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 Dr. Bickford. He's the bomb. He teaches us about Vietnam, Cold War culture, and fireside chats. Dr. Bickford is where it's at. A-bombs, H-bombs, debates on TV. He teaches us to think more critically. The Woodstock Nation, the Missile Gap. Dr. Bickford is off the map. A wigga, wigga, wigga.
Wigga, wigga, wigga. Well, that's... Thank you, Miss Helms.
That was wonderful. You are very talented. Wasn't that wonderful, Professor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that copy's for you. You can keep that. I've already self-published one book of my poetry. Your poem's for my next one.
Well, I'm very flattered.
Well, there's more where that came from. Sometimes I just can't stop writing. Just writing poetry all day and all night. I guess it's because I have so much to say.
You certainly do. Well, thank you very much, Miss Helms.
No problem.
Okay. She does slam poetry, whatever the hell that is.
She admires you. You should be flattered, Max.
I'm not.
What is bothering you so much? She's just an overeager freshman.
It's her total lack of irony and her naive faith in me that I'm some incredible font of wisdom that makes me hate her.
Hate her?
She never questions anything. It never occurs to her that I could be completely full of it.
Well, why shouldn't she? She's 18 years old, and you aren't full of it completely. Max, what is bugging you?
My sponsor slipped, my son is a religious fanatic, and I haven't had sex in 5 years. Other than that, I'm fine.
5 years, wow. No wonder you're so cranky.
I can't breathe.
What's wrong with you?
I was just at the Stop and Go, and I was going to get some yogurt, and my chest started to get really tight, and I was sweating, and I got dizzy.
Well, maybe you should sit down.
That's not gonna help. My arms feel like they're gonna fly off my body.
Brenda, you need to calm down. You need to relax.
Just be quiet, okay? Just shut up. I think I'm having a panic attack.
Panic attack. What do you have to panic about?
My paper for Letz's class is due tomorrow. It's 50% of my grade, and I haven't even started it yet, and I've had 3 weeks.
What's it about?
Some Flannery O'Connor story that I can't even begin to understand. I've read it like 5 times, and Letz is right, I'm an idiot.
Hey, would you stop saying that? He's one jerky professor. Don't let him have that much control over you. Don't let him win.
What am I gonna do?
I'm gonna stay up all night and you're gonna write your damn paper.
How?
I'm gonna help you. Hey, English happens to be something I'm pretty good at. Where's your book?
I know I'm a little behind the times, but I like Queen Latifah and Salt and Pepper.
Yesterday's news.
Already?
Yes, hip-hop is a young person's game. You only get 2 albums before you're out the door.
Yeah, and more than 2. Wow, you're practically a legend.
I still listen to the Dead.
Now we're talking. You know, 15 years ago, I used to listen to American Beauty right here in this very house.
What room were you in?
2C.
Oh, that is Grace's room. You want to see it?
So the trustees go off half-cocked, hire this consulting firm, so I have to explain to these MBAs why financial stability can't be the only factor in this whole thing. So how was your day?
Fine.
What did you do?
Wrote the usual.
Did you talk to anyone?
Nope.
Did you figure out that plot point that was holding you up last week?
Yeah, I think I've broken the back of it.
Oh, great. I'd love to read it. When you're ready.
Judith, I don't know.
You let me read Hard Rain.
That was different.
How's it different?
Because you had no expectations. No one did. It was easy to impress.
Gil, honey, you're a gifted writer. You don't have to prove anything to me. I just want to be a part of it. You spend all day writing, and I really don't know what you're doing. I just want to feel connected to it. To you. I'm your wife, your partner.
Okay.
Really?
I've been out the first few chapters for you tonight.
Did you have guys in the room?
Wasn't the dark ages. I mean, we had guys practically living here. We called them houseboys.
Oh, yeah, because we still call them that. Toby Cotson's boyfriend has been living here for 3 years. I'm surprised they don't charge him rent.
So is this still the party house?
Yeah, all the houses on the quarter for the partiers.
Yeah, but somehow it seemed to me that this house was always the wildest, you know? I mean, we had guys from Amherst and from Williams showing up every weekend. The guys from Amherst had the best stash.
Dr. Haskell, you smoked pot?
It was the 80s. Okay, I got caught once smoking a joint in the stalls at Banner Library. Fortunately, it was just this public safety officer who found me, and I was able to sweet talk him out of calling the cops.
Haskell, I can't even imagine you here.
Well, I loved Chadwick. I did. I loved the education, and it made me feel like I could be whatever I wanted to be. You know, I made incredible friends here. I was in this house for 4 years. It was my home. I grew up here. You guys are so incredibly lucky. You are. This is a time in your lives that you will never forget. Don't piss it away. Cheers. Here's to you. You to Chad. Girl power.
For some reason, it had never occurred to Skylar that his son would have his own feelings about things like God. Skylar himself had managed to avoid thinking about God for quite some time now. He preferred it that way. God was a mystery. If there ever was a God out there, he or she had never given him solace. The concept raised more questions than it answered. That's not to say it hadn't nagged him on occasion.
Hello? Who is this? Yeah. Yeah, no, I can hear you. Where are you? Well, my kid's sleeping. No. I'll figure it out. Okay, right. Damn.
It's just bad luck. It's stupid, bad luck. I had dinner with my ex-wife. I had one too many. I drove. I mean, it was dumb luck. There was an officer at the corner.
Look, Walt, I don't know if you have a problem or not.
I don't.
All right.
Of course I drink, Max. Everyone drinks. But there isn't a function at the college where alcohol isn't served. But I am not an alcoholic.
Then why'd you call me?
Because I knew you'd be discreet. Because I knew you'd understand about this sort of thing.
I do understand. You're in a jam, Walt. And I know what it's like. I struggle with this every day. There was a year when I drank so much, I don't remember what my kids were like. I lost an entire year of their lives, not just mine. And I'll never get it back.
Yeah, well, we all have regrets, Max. It's part of life.
My wife was killed by a drunk driver. I regret that very much. Good night. Skylar felt sad. Just plain sad that life could be so damn disappointing sometimes. And beneath that sorrow, he was beginning to sense another feeling. An old familiar one sneaking up on him. Fear. Hey.
Hey.
Thought you'd be crashed out.
No way, Brenda's still gotta finish her paper. Lester's asleep, though.
Hi, Professor Bickford.
Hi, Brenda. Is she gonna try to write that whole paper tonight?
As if that's anything new. Half my house pulls all-nighters all the time.
When I was in college, kids used to use speed to do that.
They still do. No, Dad.
We haven't had that conversation since you were in high school.
Look, I did a lot of pot when I was 14, and then I don't know, got sick of it.
A lot is like, how much?
I don't know, but it's over now, so you can skip the whole anti-drug lecture. You're the one with the problem with that, not me.
Oh, Professor Bickford, the Xerox machine is broken again. Professor Quigley refuses to teach in Parker 101 until the asbestos has been removed. And Randall Oliver wants to know why the administrative assistants have, and I quote, better parking spaces than he has.
Who is Randall Oliver?
New adjunct professor of film studies.
Never heard of him. His job is like being nibbled to death by ducks.
Well, this will make you happy. I have hired the perfect student intern.
Terrific.
Oh, hi, Dr. B.
Hi, Miss Helms. No.
What?
No, I am not going to hire Valerie Puffy Helms in there as my intern.
When I told her she had the job, she cried.
That's because there's something wrong with her.
I will not go in there and tell that lovely young woman that you don't want her as your intern because you don't like her. I won't do it.
But I don't get it. Why would anyone living in America join the Communist Party?
Well, you have to understand the context. Imagine you're an American in 1932. You're unemployed. There are bread lines around the block. There are soup kitchens everywhere. Capitalism is looking like the god that failed. People had lost faith in it. So there was this profound attraction to communism as a realistic alternative. All right, I want you to finish Navasky's naming names by next week, okay? Thanks.
Professor Bickford, I need to talk to you about my NICOLE midterm grade.
What about Miss Helms?
I'm really disappointed. I guess I kind of blew it, huh?
Why don't you come to office hours, Miss Helms, and we will discuss it then.
Okay. I really want to shine in this class. I know I understand the material, and as your intern, it's important to me that I do well.
Right.
I am so glad you like my paper. I know I was kind of going out on a limb with some of that Joseph Welch stuff, but I thought
I like the way you think, Grace. You got a good mind.
Thanks. Oh, I wanted to ask you if you would be the Tilden House Fellow next week.
Well, it's very flattering. I'd love to.
Professor Haskell did it last night.
Really?
Yep.
What was her topic?
You know, I'm not sure she actually had one. It seemed to be about hip-hop and feminism, but then she went off on how wild she was when she was a student here. You know, all the pot she smoked, all the trouble she got into. I guess it was kind of interesting. You can talk about whatever you want. It's not a formal thing.
It's open.
I just heard something pretty disconcerting.
Oh, really? What would that be?
You entertained some students last night with tales of your college exploits?
Well, yes. Actually, only some tales of my college exploits. Did that make you nervous, Dr. Bickford?
It's inappropriate and irresponsible to use stories of your past drug use to connect to your students. It's cheap. And it's beneath you as a professor.
And it's none of your damn business what I talk to my students about in my free time.
Yes, it is. You represent this department, whether you're in class or playing Oprah Winfrey in the residence halls.
They're people, Max. If I want to interact with them as such, that's my business. It works for me.
It's a mistake. These are young people with no clear sense of boundaries, and it's up to us as adults to draw those lines for them. It's dangerous ground, Andrea. You have to be more thoughtful about it.
Right. Or someone might get hurt. You were singing a different tune 15 years ago.
Well, maybe I've learned something since then.
Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, Valerie Helms is waiting to see you in your office.
Go in there and tell her she can't be my intern.
No, I won't.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
No, 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 no.
Hi, Dr. B.
Miss Helms?
Tell me what I could have done to make my midterm better.
Well, you could have answered the questions I asked.
But I did.
No, you didn't. I asked you a specific question about blacklisting, and you gave me the life of Joe McCarthy.
Well, I mean, they're related, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they're related. Are you sure you're interested in American studies, Miss Helms?
I love American studies. And this whole experience with you in the midterm has been good for me because everything like this helps me grow as a person. I'm going somewhere, you know, I really am. I'm going to be somebody, and you're going to help me. I think you have something more to teach me, Dr. B, something more than just school, something about life.
Okay. You want to know the first thing I'm going to teach you?
What?
Stop talking. Listen more. Have an original thought now and then. Don't look to all your professors for the answers. And for God's sake, stop calling me Dr. B. My name is Bickford. Use it.
can handle that. I'll see you in class.
Thank you for seeing us on such short notice.
Oh, certainly. Now, as I explained to Lester when he came by, our congregation has a lot of young people from the college community, so it's a very active temple.
How much work would be involved?
Well, most of our kids started their religious school training in 4th grade, so he's a little behind. To bring him up to speed, he'd probably have to get tutoring, as well as attend religious school.
How often?
2 days a week.
Awful lot of work, Prez. You up to it?
Yep.
And we expect all our bar mitzvah families to be very involved.
How so?
This is an important time in your child's life, Dr. Bickford. There are parent-child days, bar mitzvah family meetings, and so on. From our point of view, this isn't just your son's experience, it's the whole family's experience.
Of course. I do have academic responsibilities, and I am a single parent.
Dr. Bickford, if the father isn't supportive, it's not going to be the same experience for the son.
I didn't say I wasn't supportive, Rabbi Dworkin. I said I had responsibilities.
I sense some ambivalence, Professor.
Personally, I don't believe in any of this. So, is it crucial to me that Lester be bar mitzvahed? No. Would I be joining a temple were it not for Lester? Absolutely not. Hey. You don't have to do any of this stuff in order to be Jewish, buddy. Your parents are Jewish. You're Jewish. A ceremony doesn't make you any more Jewish.
Dad, please, I really want to do this. And I know you don't believe in it, but I'm not like you.
Bar mitzvah is not just an empty ritual, Dr. Bickford. It's an enriching experience, a connection to the community and to God.
With all due respect, Rabbi Dworkin, I feel enriched and connected to my community already.
And Lester?
Lester is my concern.
Dad.
Lester, I need you to run down to my office and get a registration form for Hebrew school from Mrs. Drazen. Lester is looking for some kind of faith. Why are you resisting?
I have doubts. You know, Rabbi, I don't know if God exists or not. But if he does, based on what I know, he's morally unfit for the job.
You can have all the doubts you want, Dr. Bickford. But this is not about you. The question that intrigues me is, do you not see the pain and need of your own son?
So I'd been to about 6 meetings, and I was totally convinced the whole thing was a load of crap. And then one night, this big guy gets up and starts talking about how he is powerless over alcohol and that by accepting it, it gave him back his life. And there was something about the way he said it. There was something about the way this big, humble guy said that. I just started to cry. Right there in front of everybody. And afterwards, I went up and asked him to be my sponsor. That's how I met Garvis.
How long have you been sober?
4 years. It's a night like this that I would be calling him. So I called you. He loaned me his God.
He loaned you his God?
Yeah, he did. I had a lot of trouble believing in something I had no objective proof of. And so he said that he would loan me his God. And he did. I believed that he believed and it worked for him. And my willingness to have faith in Garvis is what worked for me. Of course. Now, there is no Garvis anymore, so what the hell?
Well, maybe it's time for you to get a God of your own, Max. Maybe that's what Lester's trying to do for you.
He doesn't even know that Garvis slipped.
He doesn't have to know the Garva slip to know that everyone needs a little faith now and then.
Maybe. Do you know the last time that I was in a temple was the day that Martha and I got married? Martha had faith. Fat lot of good it did her.
Max, that's just stupid. You think believing is going to keep you out of the path of a drunken driver?
Shouldn't it? No, shouldn't it? Otherwise, what the hell good is it?
Hey there.
Oh,
Sorry.
I didn't know you're up.
Didn't hear you come in. You sneaking around now?
Thought you'd be asleep.
Working. Finished another chapter.
By your knee.
A long day.
Trustee's dinner, I told you.
Right. So you probably didn't have time to read my...
No, I did.
Careful. So?
A mother driven to kill all of her children. Challenging subject.
Yeah, well, figured I had to follow hard rain with something more, I don't know, risky.
Well, you did. And writing a novel from the point of view of a 35-year-old white woman took guts. I'm proud of you. I'm wiped out. Coming up.
So, does it work?
Yeah, I think it does. In the beginning, I had a hard time following the flashback
Then
stuff.
maybe it doesn't work.
But once I got to know the characters, I was really intrigued.
So what you're saying is, you don't like the beginning?
No, I'm saying I found the flashbacks confusing. But that's just me. You know how literal I am.
I guess.
Do you think Grandma Dorothy and Grandpa Bill stopped talking to Mom because she was Jewish? Or were there other problems, too?
I don't know. Maybe there were other problems.
Yeah. Sometimes kids and parents just have problems.
It's your first Hebrew class on Sunday. I thought I'd take you.
Are you sure? I could probably get a ride with Ben.
No, I want to take you. If you're going to do this thing, I want to be a part of it.
Thanks, Dad.
And it is not that I don't believe in God. It's that I really don't know. But I'm willing to be surprised.
So Nixon took all that heat for using profanity on those tapes.
Yeah, the conspiracy to hush the burglary notwithstanding.
Right, of course. But I'm saying LBJ's taped phone calls make Tricky Dick sound like a choir boy.
Yeah, and?
And I don't know. I mean, Kennedy's women, Clinton's intern. It's like the whole private versus public person issue. Does behavior behind closed doors really affect job performance?
Yes, it does, if the closed doors belong to the people.
So we're not judging actions as much as what? Choice of location?
Oh, well, it is relevant. You ever hear of the public trust?
Yeah, but what constitutes the public trust? I mean, what's public and what's private?
It's a good question, and it is one that we will consider, but not tonight. Oh, I am toast. This is way past my bedtime. But that was a good session, though.
Smoke?
No.
Right. Public trust. That was really stupid, wasn't it? I don't know, for some idiotic reason, I thought you might think that was cool. I actually don't get high that often, I swear.
I don't care what you do in your private life, okay? Why don't we call it a night? Or just...
Andrea, you're the most amazing woman I've ever met.
I think this senior thesis is a really big mistake.
I'm in love with you.
I'm sorry, Theo. You need to get yourself another advisor.
Look, I know you have feelings for me.
Oh, I don't! I think you're very intelligent, and I think you're a very nice person, but I am your professor, and this is completely inappropriate.
I'm sorry. Good night.
Good morning, Lorraine.
Professor Howlett called. He can't meet you for racquetball today, and Professor Thornhill called.
Really? Did he leave a message?
Nope. Oh, by the way, this will make you happy. I told Valerie she could no longer be your intern.
What'd you say?
I said you didn't like her and couldn't stand being around her.
Why did you say that?
Because it's the truth. I won't lie for you.
Well, you don't have to lie, but you could certainly use a little tact.
I couldn't think of a tactful way to say it.
What is the matter with you?
What is the matter with you? Why did you try to crush her spirit? She never did anything to you.
I did not crush her spirit.
Because she wouldn't let you. Some of us have indomitable spirits, thank God. And let me tell you this, mister. The world needs more Valerie Helmses to counteract people like you. Valerie Helms is about hope and faith and positivity.
Positivity is not a real word.
That's because of people like you.
All right. All right. You can tell her she can be my intern.
I won't have to.
Why not?
Because I haven't actually told her that she wouldn't be your intern.
What? You didn't fire her? You lied to me?
I just wanted you to think about it. What do you know? There's actually a human being in there somewhere.
Lorraine, you're fired.
No, I'm not.
Walt. Are you okay?
When I got home, night before last, I told myself I was never going to take a drink again. And then I did. I'm not doing too well, Max. I want a drink.
So do I.
I thought you were well past that, Max.
You're never past it.
How does one end up here, in this place, this awful place?
I don't know. I don't know anything. I know less today than I did yesterday.
Well, you do know where one of those meetings is, don't you? Do you think you could take me with you?
Absolutely.
Do you think Grandma Dorothy and Grandpa Bill know where Mom's buried?
No, I don't.
That's really sad. What do you think they'd do if I invited them to my bar mitzvah? Do you think they'd come?
We'll see. Looking at his son, Skylar realized that despite everything, there was more than enough to be hopeful about. And maybe that was the beginning of faith. He didn't know. But he was willing to be surprised.